Hi friends, my name is Borrodante, and welcome to the ZOOBADOO ZOO. It's a new short story by Kevin Focke. It's about aliens and very funny, and we're gonna do a cover for it. Now, I'm planning to record this for several days, going back and forth to the project, and then just editing everything together and making one solid episode out of everything, just because I want to do things this way for a little while. I'm talking about specifically commissions. Sometimes I won't even make episodes out of commissions right now. I really need to go faster with that, so I'll probably gonna be skipping a lot. But an occasional episode like this one is very much welcome, I think. So the story is about an alien race of ZOOBADOO, a very mentally handicapped race of aliens. And what we need to know for the cover is that they really loved the human sport of rugby, and also that they accidentally destroyed planet Earth, killing almost all the humans. And because of that, they're really upset because there's no rugby on their TV anymore. So that was the main drama in the beginning of the story, and we're gonna make a cover out of it. So Kevin suggested an idea, and I like it a lot. So let's start with it, and then we'll see, maybe we'll change something. So the basic idea is that we're looking at an old school TV, like one of the first ones, black and white, super shitty TVs, and it's like standing on a table in a living room of aliens. So it's gonna be like a retro sci-fi stuff, a little bit. But also everything should kind of look goofy, I suppose. So we'll go with that kind of stuff. So it's just a TV where we see a live footage of planet Earth being destroyed, and around the TV and on some shelves on top or whatever, there are all kinds of rugby fan trophies and little things that represent any affection to the rugby. That's basically it, like the main plot of the beginning of the story. I think that's the best way, especially considering that Kevin doesn't want to show what aliens look like. They were never really described, only as little hints about some details of them, but not any specific stuff. Just because it's one of those stories where, like, what they look like, it's up to your own imagination, so putting it right on the cover is kind of like defeating the purpose. Okay, so this evening I'm gonna drop some spots to figure out basic composition, and tomorrow we'll probably look up some references for rugby stuff, for old school TVs. As you can see, I'm using some color dynamics, like every stroke is a bit of a different hue. We can actually increase that a bit, color dynamics. 11%. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be brighter, darker. So yeah, let's start looking for the basic spots. Let's look for some relatively fitting font. Maybe that'll help to set up the basic mood better. Okay, I think this is the best I've got at the moment. It definitely needs to be somewhat goofy, I guess. Somewhat not exactly straight, but not too much. I think this works out for now, although it's obviously like a spray can job. We'll try to find something better later, but I'm usually not very good with that. Now, how do we align this stuff? That is the biggest question, actually. We should put the lines of the title on the shelves, and to the side of them, there will be different rugby stuff. That'll look cool. Also, let's lower everything a little bit so the title could be bigger. Something like that. I guess we'll add some shadows from letters too, so they will feel like they're actual objects on the shelves. But first, of course, we need to make sure that we work with the final kind of font. Either here, right on top of the TV, the name of the author, or it can go at the bottom. Or we can push the whole composition even lower and put Kevin on top, which is usually how it goes. Which is usually how all of my covers evolve with time. I always push the whole composition lower and lower and lower. Also, Kevin always asks to make the name smaller. What a humble author. So yeah, let's put things this way for now. So these super small TVs, they're usually like, there's a lot of TV but a very small image. That is the actual show. So let's probably play with that. Although we'll look up references tomorrow and see exactly how it goes. Usually they're not even symmetrical, like there's a huge box and at the top left there will be the actual screen, but probably not always, and I feel like we could use some more or less symmetrical kind of TV here. We'll see. For now, let's mark it in this way. Or should it be black and white actually, right? I hope it will be reading well that it's an planet Earth exploding. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is about it for today for me. Marked in everything I wanted to see. Now we need to put more knowledge of different objects with references and much more love into, you know, just the chemistry of the objects and everything. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So I will see you in a second. Okay, we're back. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt. What are you, a detective? Okay, so I showed this stage to Kevin, and he said it was total shit. Well, he didn't, but he said we need to zoom in a lot. We need to spell ZOOBADOO correctly with another O in the end. Let's do it right away. There we go. So yeah, we zoom in a lot, and I expected that to be the way to go, because in this case we have like the screen is really small. I guess Kevin wants the image inside of the TV to take a bigger portion of the image. So that makes sense. Oh yeah, about the name of the author. Let me actually show you. Kevin did a little... Yep. You see that? Do you see this? Do you see this humbleness? Anyway, that was like a point. Kevin said that it would be cool to make the name of the author super small, as sort of a joke that people are very insignificant in this story. So, I told you he has a thing for it. I mean, I never signed my paintings at all, so... You know, I'm cooler. So yeah, we zoom in more and reposition stuff a bit to make it more dense and interesting in this area. Maybe we put some figures about rugby on the TV, like standing right here. That would be cool. Oh, and one last thing. I thought it was a good idea and Kevin said, let's do that. We'll actually paint the letters. We won't be looking for a font, because this is the kind of letters that could totally use a custom painting look. It shouldn't be perfect, it shouldn't like follow any rules or anything, because it should be like stupid. And I'm all about that, so let's do that. Let's actually paint the letters as their figures standing on the shelves. Okay, Kevin's version is even a bit more zoomed in, but let's maybe go with this. I think it's sitting better in the frame. We'll try that. We should definitely make this piece of furniture to end before the edges of the screen, because this is not very pleasant looking. So let's continue the search. Oh yeah, I also wanted to change, maybe to play around with the color of the wall. It feels a little bit, I don't know, unpleasant. So let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, kind of like that, I think, would be much nicer. And also, the furniture is gross yellow. Let's see what we can do about that. Yeah, there we go. Nice. A great messy way to quickly change all the colors the way we want on the very early stage of the painting, so like it doesn't matter if it's all messed up at the moment. Okay, let's shape up some furniture to fit the frame and then look up some references. Okay, so this is the basic position of all the things, I suppose. Now let's actually find out what these things are. And we'll start with the TV, because I really don't want it to be this black and made of nothing. Okay, so retro TV, 80s, not 80s, it's like 40s. Oh my god. Okay, I like this one the most. It fits the best. Everything else is too weird or boring. Okay. And now rugby. Yeah, tough stuff. Basically, a lot of men having a ball as an excuse to beat the shit out of each other. How do you call different little stuff? Action figures and trophies and whatnot. Merch? Ah, shit. You can't put a t-shirt on a shelf. Rugby figures. Please don't be actual players. God damn it. I mean, one of them should be that, like something like this, right? Then, of course, like a miniature of the ball. I'm gonna go ahead and save, like, this kind of figures. And apparently this is the classical look of a rugby ball. So, we'll do this. Oh, I know, rugby souvenirs. Not a lot, mostly either figures of players or just a ball. Sometimes I can see some kind of helmet, but that's not a common thing. And it wouldn't be very readable on a shelf, on the cover. And of course, I think we should avoid any specific names of the rugby clubs and teams. I think we should also add like an alien flower on a shelf. That would be cool. Okay, so I'm thinking this should be a trophy. I like the one on the tall piece of stone because it's more readable. So we'll probably put that one here. We'll probably put a ball right over here because this is where the whole title starts and the ball is like the #1 thing to recognize. Anyway, the point is that anything else would look a bit like either too tall or too unrecognizable or like a flower, which would just distract from the main thing. Whatever it would be, it would feel like, why not the ball though? So there will be that. I'm thinking a few players with big heads should be here. So in here, let's make this one into some kind of custom statue with the ball though. This should be like a photograph with players, some cool moment or something. And this should be a little alien cactus. And you will be like a flower, I guess. Okay, so I think this is about it for the basic logic and shapes of everything. Now let's actually put the details and colors in and see what happens. And also make everything a lot more straight. Yeah. I'm still like making the skylight on this side, like there's a window. Because it feels a lot nicer when you kind of imagine that there's a daylight next to something in the room. But also we have a local light from the top. I think it's gonna look pretty cool, and I'm gonna have to make sure that I do the proper contrast and put all the details in respect with these lights. Okay, so basically what's left is some micro decisions and a whole lot of tiny, accurate details. Maybe I'll play around with the colors of letters a bit more. We'll see. So let's start. In the next episode, we will start putting more details and whatever I just said. So, yeah, see you soon with the part 2, which is also the last part of the ZOOBADOO ZOO. So see you then. Bye.